dark, disturbing ghost stories. The Hollow Jester. The evening sky stretched in deep shades of violet and ember as the town fair buzzed with excitement. Neon lights flickered, casting hues of red and green over the eager faces of children pulling their parents toward the attractions. The air was thick with the smell of fried dough, popcorn, and caramel apples, blending with the high-pitched laughter of children and the distant hum of carnival music. Among the many families, one in particular blended in too well. A man and woman, hands locked around the wrist of a boy no older than 7, weaved through the crowd. The child, with wide, cerulean blue eyes and unkempt dark hair, barely spoke a word. His eyes darted toward the Ferris wheel, the ring toss, the whirling lights of the carousel, but his guardians barely acknowledged him. They weren't his real parents. Anyone could see it if they looked closely enough. The bruises on his thin arms, the way he flinched when the man grabbed him too roughly, the absence of warmth in their interactions. He was an unwanted burden, nothing more than a responsibility forced upon them. But someone noticed him. He hummused him. Someone in the crowd, hiding in plain sight, near the balloon stand, stood a tall, slender figure in a faded yellow and red suit. His painted white face stretched into a perpetual grin, and his coal-black eyes reflected no light. A clown. A clown. He twisted long balloons into animals with impossible precision, his elongated fingers moving in strange, inhuman ways. The children surrounded him, their laughter filling the air as he handed them balloon dogs and giraffes. The boy was drawn to the laughter, his small feet shuffling closer to the crowd of children. For a brief moment, he forgot about the bruises, the harsh words whispered in his ears at night, the cold dinners left on the table for him to eat alone. Here, at the fair for just a few minutes, he felt like he belonged. The clown turned his head slowly, movements unnaturally fluid, as if he had been waiting. His wide, painted grin deepened, and his dark eyes locked onto the boy with an eerie intensity. "Come closer, little one," the clown cooed, his voice syrupy and sweet. "Would you like a balloon?" The boy hesitated. His foster mother had already warned him not to wander. But then, the clown twisted a balloon into something different, not an animal, not a sword, but a shape so mesmerizingly intricate that the boy couldn't look away. It looked like a heart, wrapped in thorny vines. The boy reached out with shaking fingers. The moment his skin touched the balloon, the clown's other hand reached forward, one long, cold fingertip pressing against his forehead. It was brief, almost unnoticeable, but something in the boy's body shifted. His head swam, his vision blurred. He staggered slightly, blinking. The clown chuckled. Then, as if nothing had happened, he turned back to the other children, laughing and twisting more balloons. The boy stood there, clutching the strange balloon heart, his body suddenly feeling heavier than before. That night, after the fair, the boy lay awake in his bed, staring at the ceiling. His foster parents had fought after they got home, their voices echoing through the thin walls. The man had cursed about wasted money. The woman had complained about having to drag the kid along. Eventually, they fell into their usual silence, locking their bedroom door as if he didn't exist. But something else existed. Something outside. Outside, a soft, rhythmic tapping against the window. Tap. Ba. Tap. 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 The boy turned his head slowly, his breath catching in his throat. There, outside his second-story window, stood the clown, too tall, his limbs stretched unnaturally as he grinned through the glass. His dark eyes gleamed in the moonlight. The boy felt his heart hammer against his ribs. But his body wasn't his own anymore. He slipped out of bed, bare feet touching the cold wooden floor. He reached the window, unlocked it. I locked it, slid it open. The clown stepped inside without effort, moving as if he had no bones. He folded inward, then expanded into the room, looming over the boy. The air around him was cold, like a grave. "Good boy," the clown whispered, running a long, claw-like nail down the boy's cheek. "Now, show me where they sleep." The boy turned, his feet moving against his will, leading the clown down the hall. The door to his foster parents' room creaked open. The couple lay in bed, dead to the world in sleep. The clown's grin widened, his lips peeling back to reveal jagged, needled teeth. Then, his jaw unhinged, stretching unnaturally wide. A thick, black void pulsed in the abyss of his throat. A vacuum of nothingness. A low, guttural sound filled the room. A sickening slur. The air twisted. The lights flickered. And the couple gasped awake only for their screams to be swallowed whole as the clown sucked the very life from their bodies. Their skin shriveled. Their eyes sank. Their limbs twitched before turning to dust. And then it was silent. Silent. The clown turned to the boy, his blackened grin dripping with something thick and dark. "Now," he murmured, pricking his own finger. A single drop of ink-black blood oozed forth. "Drink. Drink." The fair lights flicker in the distance. Another town. Another unsuspecting family. Another child about to be marked. The Hollow Jester grins, twisting a balloon animal with inhuman precision, his hollow eyes already locked onto his next prize. The cycle never ends. The hive must grow. And somewhere, in the dead of night, a soft tap, tap will echo against a window once more. Will you be the next to hear it? Thank you for listening to Veil of Dark Whispers. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe to keep the nightmares coming. New terrifying tales. Every Tuesday, Friday. Keep listening. Because the darkness is always watching. Sleep tight. If you can.